Your personal opinion on the news flow out of your competitor, the incumbent, the fact that the company is regularly making headlines for management bungling, for no clarity on strategy. As you say, they have the monopoly over that last mile, which is a stranglehold on the whole telecommunications arena in South Africa. What's your personal opinion of that news flow?
Look, I'm nobody to comment on what's, how some of the other companies are looking at it. But once again, if you borrow my theory of the liberalization, what has happened in other parts of the world, there are successful examples as to how some of the incumbents have embraced the liberalization. I mean, there are enough examples available globally where for opening up of any sector, and I can quote, country by country, in insurance, in banking, in telecommunications, and if it is managed well, the biggest gainer of any such liberalization is always the incumbent. So once again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And I think that's something which needs to be embraced rather than, seen as like a threat or something which is coming and staring at you on your face.
Generally in these Captains of Industries series or the interviews, I don't speak about products, but there's one product that caught my eye when I was doing my research for this interview, and that is the telepresence.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on it? It sounds like something corporate South Africa should certainly embrace.
Well, it's I'm glad that you're asking about it, because telepresence is basically a higher definition video conferencing, if you will, in that sense. You could be sitting in two different parts of the world in two different time zones, but when you are in the telepresence room, you get a sense as if you're sitting on the same table. In fact, the design of the room, the table, even the upholstery is kept in such a fashion that the experience is virtually to say as if you are sitting on the same table.
You could share the biscuits around the boardroom table.
You could share. In fact, we jokingly many times over, if you see somebody having a nice biscuit or a juice on the other side, you're so tempted to pick it up from this end. But I think on a serious note, it's the way the business would be done in times to come. You reduce your travel, you reduce your expenses, you reduce the fatigue, but still you're very much in contact. You kind of get a feeling as if you're sitting on the same table.
So dual listers could use this very effectively. What's the cost if you were to hire one of the facilities for an hour?
We are the first ones to bring what is called a public room in South Africa. And in a public room, and let me just try and give you an example so that you can relate the benefit to. For a 1 hour meeting, if you were to fly to London, you have to go through all the rigmarole of airport, travel, everything, hotel cost and everything put together. I leave that to your imagination, but what we charge our clients for 1 hour is just 4,000 rands, which is nothing compared to what you would go through for that 1 hour meeting. And it's not only from one location to another location, you could have multiple locations hooked up as well. So I may be sitting here, my colleagues may be sitting in Singapore, somebody in US, somebody in London. All four of us without traveling could have a 1 hour meeting. And just imagine the cost saving, just imagine the contribution to this environment control. I think everything put together, that's the way of life as far as this business is going to go, I would say.
Ajay, unfortunately we're running out of time, but you were recently asked the question, who had the most influence on your life? And you said your wife. Does she keep you in check?
Well, she keeps me, I think check may not be the right word. I think she keeps me to say, she helps me to keep my head on my shoulders, let me put it this way. She's a very simple person. And I think to that extent, I really owe a lot to her. And she has made a wonderful difference in the fashion and manner in which at least I have been able to do my job, or in the fashion and manner in which I have been able to contribute to society.
What next in the life of Ajay Pandey?
I don't know, many people may not know, but I was doing my PhD when I left from Mumbai. And my passion lies in, giving it out in some fashion to the society the way it has treated me. And that self-help book was a step in that direction. I mean, left to me, if I had my will, so to speak, I probably see myself going back 5 years, 7 years from now and, teaching in a management school, so to speak. Hopefully nice things about what I have learned.
Ajay, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your time.